you want to start the show off with something, Coach? You're discussing a little bit about college basketball. Like we had some good days. Like Friday, we dodged a bullet. I mean, we didn't have Grant Nelson, but luckily he came back Sunday, and it was huge right there. That was a huge
Yeah,
win.
yeah. Two really good games. I mean, it was it's the flow of the game, and I thought when the first game Alabama reached 90. I figured I really felt if they reached 90 they would definitely win that game, and they did. And then last night, I mean, they put together a pretty consistent game. St. Mary's struggled and didn't shoot well. I mean, kept it within reason and that kind of stuff. But it was a good game, and I felt like last night the scoring was evenly distributed, and so biggest problem last night was turnovers. I had a lot of just silly turnovers, but fix that problem. So it's looking good toward BYU. That'll be a tough game. It'll be tough, but if you look at who Alabama's played comparative, I mean, Alabama beat Houston. Houston's kind of had their way with BYU, and so it'll come down to with Alabama if they can light up the threes and get a rhythm on offense, and I think Sears, I think everything goes through him, and obviously BYU's going to try to shut him out and keep him in check, and so it'll be what he can generate, and then somebody's got to step up. And good news for Alabama is pretty consistent throughout the year. Somebody steps in and has a good game unexpectedly, and so I like their chances. And then who knows? You go Duke is would be the next up probably. Who knows what's going to happen? There's always upsets, but they're where they want to be, Sweet 16, and looked pretty good. I thought it was a good weekend for them.
And it's the fourth time in 5 years that Alabama has been in the Sweet 16 under Nate Oates. That's amazing in of itself. Like, again, 10 years ago, that wasn't even possible.
No, nobody was dreaming that. So, yeah, I mean, that was it's been pretty good run for, and it's been consistent. There's the thing, the consistency, and the way everything works today, it's revolving rosters and that kind of stuff, and to consistently put yourself in this type of end of the season run speaks very well of the coaching. So coaching's in a good situation with Nate Oates. It's been a great run. Reminds me a lot of old Wimp and Sanderson in the good old days and all that kind of stuff. So he's doing a great job.
Oh, he's
doing. I can't complain. Only thing I complain about is one is just it's just whack-a-mole. Everybody's arms everywhere and bumping, and pushing and shoving and that kind of stuff. I get frustrated when seems like sometimes Alabama's living and dying on the 3-pointer, and if
bad.
The thing is, if you miss 2 or 3 or 4 in a row, it kind of starts bleeding, and the frustration starts bleeding into your teammates and everybody on the team, and then you get frustrated. And every now and you can pull yourself out. Somebody gets a couple of good ones and that kind of stuff, but you live by the sword, die by it. And so Alabama, 3-point line and flogging them up, and it seems like there's always that one game where in critical points, so it's just not happening.
There we go. And we got a Roll Tide from Ballard Sports Media, and we give a Roll Tide roll right back. There we go. But a little stat that I saw from that St. Mary's game, it was the first time that St. Mary's has given up 80 points or more since 2022.
Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's a lot of games.
That's
a lot of games.
Huge. Yeah, because they're not used to giving that much points up. It's like it takes.
And they're real methodical on offense, so they're going to run it down to the last second. They're not going a lot of teams hurry up, and they're going to get a shot off in 4.3 seconds and that kind of stuff. And it doesn't matter what the shot at 3 from half court, but get the ball up in the air and it's that old Loyola Marymount, the run and gun and tire the other team out and that kind of stuff. But then you go to St. Mary's and they're going to slow it down. They're going to be real methodical. They're going to run it right down to the last second. So yeah, it makes it difficult to get a lot of points on the board. And it's worked for them, but Alabama, did what they normally do. They're going to push it, and they're not going to spend a lot of time. They're going to create offense and go from there.
I'm just like looking at the stats, like when the last time St. Mary's gave up 80 points or more, they gave up 82 points against Gonzaga in the 2022 West Coast Conference Championship on March 8th, 2022. That was the last time since prior to Sunday night.
Yeah.
That's huge in of itself. You don't see that all the time.
No, and Gonzaga,
you call them whatever they want. Like
that's a really, really Mark Pugh's done a great job with that program. And so yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good mark.
True.
So Alabama did a good job with regard to but early turnovers and frustration with regard to that. But we'll see what happens next. Bottom line is survive and advance. Oh, Jim Valvano, survive and advance. Just win the game.
Man. I'll have to tell you.
Keith Stallings used to say, ain't no such thing as an ugly win.
Yeah.
Win is a win.
There you go.
So we're in a good situation. Very good situation. Top 16. And I know they're favored 3, 4, 5 points. So good situation for them to be in. Let's see if they, cash in the opportunity. Then who knows? And then once you get to the Elite Eight, it comes down to the team getting hot.
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to say that it's always that. No, sometimes best team is going, they're the ones that are, a lot of people have watched enough basketball through the course of the season. But every now and then, like, North Carolina State, survive and advance, team gets hot at the right time and everybody believes. And, we got the kumbaya and all that kind of stuff. And so maybe Alabama can get one of those and, somebody might get it, but hopefully it'll be Alabama.
Oh yeah, that would be sweet if we can get our second ever trip to the Final Four in school history. Like that'd be sweet.
That's hard to believe.
And we appreciate the shout out from Cleve Mike, friend of the Voice College Football Network, giving a shout out. Say, Bama fans, tap in with my guy Jackson VOCFB. That's me. Me and Coach Burtz, and we usually have Jeffrey and On Talk Sports, but he has been given the bat signal tonight, so it's he's not here, but he is back. He will be back Thursday night taking your calls on the Alabama Call-In Show, and of course, Coach Burtz is checking out the updates on Alabama Maryland women's basketball. What is the score on there?
There's 27 seconds left. Alabama's got the ball. It's 95-93 Maryland. And so got to get some points right here. So Alabama's inbounding the ball. So down to the wire. Looking like it may go second overtime. So anyway.
All righty. Well,
Alabama.
Well, we got a lot of learning. We've got a lot of learning to do about BYU, as a matter of fact. Yeah. Thing is, though, we're going to be the first game playing on Thursday night for the Sweet 16.
Yeah, 6 o'clock. A 6 o'clock tip off, if I saw it correctly.
That's correct, good buddy. And BYU is ranked 8th in adjusted offensive efficiency. We're ranked 4th in offensive efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
So,
but then, look at the defense, Jack.
Yeah,
the defense. Alabama obviously will have a good offensive numbers, but it comes down to the defense. So how does that measure out? I'd scanned it earlier today, but I can't really remember.
There we go. Oh man, so that was a huge win they got against Wisconsin.
Yeah, yeah. Wisconsin, tough team, strong.
Not tough enough.
Yeah,
They're the only Big Ten team that lost.
we're 8 seconds, and we got an official review.
Uh-oh.
It's not looking good.
But on the upside, let's look at okay, so BYU is 27th in 3-point shooting percentage, and they're ranked number 5 nationally in 2-point shooting percentage.
Hmm.
The defense is 72nd in adjusted defensive efficiency.
Hmm.
And behind the arc, they're 249th. The 2-point defense, 112th. Well, that's good for us.
Hmm. Hmm.
And their turnover percentage is 191st. So I think we should feel pretty good about this. I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah, yeah. It'll be tough, and I've listened to a lot of the commentators that study a lot more than me, and they've been pretty high on BYU. So I know Alabama will take it serious, and it'll be a great matchup, and see who gets off to a good start and stays consistent, and see how Alabama goes with the threes. They're gonna flog them up. They're gonna flog them up. Well, who's got the ball? I guess they're going to give it to Maryland. I don't know. Another timeout. 95-93 Maryland.
Yeah.
This will be one Alabama let slip away because they were up like 12, 14, 15, and yeah,
Oh yeah.
got a little sloppy.
Oh yeah. Well, and what are we at? Like what we'll have to do is really look at what we got to do against Duke or Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. That's right.
Yeah,
So I kept thinking Oregon for some reason, but it's not.
yeah.
So I'm so used to Arizona just choking it away in March. They always do. They're a
Yeah,
disaster. They're just a disgrace.
yeah. Well, you just got to show up. You just got to come to play and let the get a good rhythm, get a good vibe, keep the energy, and let it go from there. All right,
Oh
let's see who. All right, Maryland's got the ball, so Alabama's going to have to foul. All right, so now they're going to have to make both free throws. Timeout. And we got a timeout. So
well, and obviously we do have to work on that defense in order to get to the Final Four. Like if we can beat BYU, which it looks like we should, we got a good chance of doing it on Thursday night.
we got. I mean, we got a good chance. It comes down to matchups now. Obviously, when you're looking at matchups, we talked about the Florida game. Alabama lost Grant Nelson, did not match up very well afterwards, and so a lot of times it's not so much percentages. You can, and I know Las Vegas, they're all on reading those percentages and free throw percentages and defensive consistency, rebounding, and throw all that. But then sometimes it just comes down to dang matchups. How does our back line, forwards and center, how do we match up against theirs? Do they have a lot of size, a little more size than us? How do we match up? Can they put a 6'4", 5", quick little guard on Mark Sears, who's a little shorter, and affect the game? So sometimes it's going to come down to matchups, individual matchups, and so don't know enough until you've seen them head to head. In which we haven't seen us. Now we know comparisons against Houston, and they struggled against Houston, but still, you can. It just sometimes you can't go by percentages and numbers. You got to go by head-to-head matchups. How do we stack up against man-to-man? And you don't really realize that until the game gets started.
Like part of me is just pulling for Arizona to pull off that upset over Duke, but on the other hand, I do want us to go up against Duke to get that upset over them.
No,
But
yeah.
Cooper Flagg scares crap out of me. I just gotta tell you, it's like, ooh, he'll chew you up like a chicken nugget if you mess around with him.
And you want to get to part of playing. You want to get to that matchup. We heard all this great stuff and then earth-shattering stuff and the greatest of all time, and so a lot of teams, hey, let's just get to the matchup. Let's just get our way there, and then we'll see what happens. Who knows? Go. So bottom line, let's just get, we got to get through BYU, get to Duke, and then who knows? Who thought we'd get to the Final Four last year?
Hey, I just hope we don't go against Florida in the Final Four, because like Florida's
game. Alabama's got to hit a 3, 2, short.
No, just a bit outside. Just a bit outside. But yeah, I'll tell you, I'd like to go against, like for Bama go against Final Four, Arkansas. That'd be cool. Go against Cal Park.
They called a foul. Jay Barker's daughter is going to the line for 3 shots. She makes all 3. Second overtime.
There we go. So, but yeah, it would be pretty cool if we go against Kentucky or Tennessee in the Final Four. That'd be sweet. And we play like Auburn for the Natty. Like,
well, we can keep dreaming.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
That'd be nice, though.
Now Tennessee's got Kentucky, right?
Mm-hmm. Sweet 16.
In that one.
There we go.
Yeah, that's a